Welcome back to another week of Stocks in Review for the upcoming week. To say that the previous week was anything other than tumultuous would be an understatement. Everywhere we look, there's geopolitical uncertainty. For example, this week, we've seen that one of our largest nuclear warships was sent to the Korean Peninsula. North Koreans celebrate the birthday of the leader's grandfather every April 15th, and typically showcase their latest weaponry in a grand parade, which, by the looks of it, includes intercontinental ballistic missiles. In Syria, we're still wondering what the aftermath of our Tomahawk missile attack will be, and our future relationship with Russia. Then, just a few days ago, we dropped the largest non-nuclear bomb we have in our military, the MOAB. This is nicknamed the mother of all bombs. Then on Friday, if it wasn't enough, it was reported that Russia has an even larger bomb, not to be outdone, called the father of all bombs. If you remember from my presentation on how to turn $800 into $8,000 in less than a year, I recommend extra caution when investing during times like this. Many experts suggest gold and utilities as safe havens. The gold-related stock I like is ticker symbol NUGT. This ETF has had consistently great volume levels, it's affordable, and there's an upcoming stock split that should help the stock go even higher. I'm never long on gold investments, but you should be able to benefit on this one in the short term. For a utility stock, I like ticker symbol PPL. This Allentown, Pennsylvania company was founded in 1920, and I like that they're involved not only in the US but also in the UK too. So it gives you some diversification. The net income is up as well, from $1.6 million in 2015 to over $1.9 million at the end of 2016. And of course, you get a dividend, which never hurts. Next, let's take a look at ticker symbol PLUG. Plug Power develops fuel cell solutions and has had a recent surge in price as a result of its great fourth quarter earnings report. If you can get an entry point of $1.70 up to $1.90 a share, you have a good chance of making 25% in the short term. I wouldn't be long on this one. Next Thursday, Aurinia Pharmaceuticals will host an investor event during the National Kidney Foundation Spring Clinical Meeting in Orlando. Additional data from the 48-week AURA study covering 265 patients will also be released. Most investors are expecting a bump on the stock price throughout the week. There's been a lot of opportunities to pick up cheap shares in the mid to upper $6 range all week. Hopefully you were one of those who benefited. It was a roller coaster week for PLX. After an awful article by a writer from the street, PLX fell from a pre-market high of over $1.50 a share to 98 cents, then recovered for the most part. I think investors will come to their senses and this will go back up again this week, depending on how world events pan out. Next, we look at ticker symbol GALT. This has had a great run, as you can see, in the week ending April 7th. It hit its 52-week high. Then there was some obvious profit taking. I expect a bounce this week of at least 20 to 35 cents as long as it gets some volume. I like this one because some high-power investors are involved and recent positive news from the FDA regarding a current clinical drug trial. I'm not long on this one, but if you can get in between $2.80 and $3 a share, you should do okay. Ticker symbol RNN came on my radar at the end of this week. This clinical stage biopharmaceutical develops and commercializes treatments for pancreatic and advanced bladder cancers. A 1-for-10 reverse stock split was announced, which is generally good for new investors to the company. Since it's a penny stock, it's more risky than I normally like, but with the recent drop, I think it might be worth throwing a few $100s at it, especially because it's almost rated a strong buy based on a number of analysts. We conclude with ticker symbol NADL, North Atlantic Drilling Limited, an affiliate of Seadrill Limited. North Atlantic is an offshore drilling contractor providing drilling services to the oil and gas industry in Norway and the United Kingdom. They recently were awarded a $1.4 billion contract from ConocoPhillips for 10 years. If you can get in between $175 and $190 a share, you should do well here. I'm not usually long on the oil and gas industries, so watch for a good entry point. As a reminder, investing in the stock market carries risk. Only invest what you can afford to lose, and always do your due diligence. If things on the world stage get out of control, there's nothing wrong with taking a day off from trading to let the dust settle. Bad situations can turn into good buying opportunities, so be careful. Thank you so much for watching. If you found the information helpful, we'd really appreciate if you could like this video and click subscribe.